Now I want to get out of this class and functions. Now let's just think about REST API calls or other scenarios, right, where we want to actually use this. So let's say I have a weather function which has a city, right, and it takes string. Okay, great. It's already trying to do something, but that's not what I want to do right now. So actually, let me see if it actually does it correctly. I'm going to remove this. I'm going to give it what it expects. So it's a function to get weather data from an API. Come on. Oh, now it's passing. Are you kidding me? Okay. Okay. Great. Think it should be city equals to city because I have the code here. But either way, response equals to request.get URL, and then we return response.json. So what just happened here? So we have a API, weather.com, which will provide you the weather based on the city you provide. This is an external website. I have no control over it, so I do not know what I'm expecting. First of all, let me fix this request thing quickly. Re- Requests. Great. Okay. This is resolved. Now, while testing, I don't know this site. I don't know how I can like make sure that I get the right value. I can try getting the exact value, but it might keep changing, right? We don't have control over the API what it sends back. So in this scenario, we'll have to do something else, right? So let's create a function, test get weather. Great, that's what I wanted. Now, before I do anything, let me just get some mock data. Nice. I guess you can get more things, but I'm gonna just get temperature and humidity for now. And now, okay, mock response equals to mocker.mock. So that's the, no, I don't want mocker.mock. I want magic mock. And then mock response dot JSON return value equals to mock data. That seems reasonable. So that's the return value expecting. And as before we have done mocker.patch, we request.get return value equals to mock response. Awesome. And then we can do assert get whether London is equal to mock data, which means that when we are trying to get the data for London, it will give us temperature 25, humidity 50, um, because that's what we have always used. Now, get weather doesn't exist. Let's give it. Come on. Good. Get weather. Nice. We measure this. We assert whether we get the mock data as expected. Then we also can check that what the type of this result is, right? Is a dict. So we are making sure that the result is um, dict. Now, as it doesn't exist, let me just create result equals to get weather. That's what happens when you copy code. You don't see all the changes which you will make as you are working on it. And then we can also check exactly that the temperature is this. This is a little unnecessary, but I'm just going in there. So let me run this. No module name request sample code.py. Okay, a different error. Now it's failing. Oh, wait, what? I thought I added that. Copilot failed me, or I failed because of Copilot. Anyways, so there was no function. Get weather is not a. Um, I'm just calling the, not calling the function, naming the function, or however you wanna deal with it. But so what happened here? So Magic Mock is also a class within the unit test Python's mock library, and it's a subclass of mock, and it provides default implementation of most of the magic methods. It simplifies mocking objects that need to support Python's protocol. So it automatically creates mock implementations for most of the Python's magic methods like string, length, get item, and all those. And Magic Mech has all of the supported magic methods configured except for some of the obscure and obsolete ones. So you can still set up these if you want. Now, what's the difference between magic, mock, and patch? So they serve different purpose in testing. So magic mock class is creating flexible mock objects, while patch is a decorator or context manager for replacing objects during test. So you can see here, we are right now patching what the value we were expecting here, or you can see the first question, first method. So we are patching this value, and then magic mock here is actually is able to provide the answer directly here, and then we use it as we are going ahead. So magic mock provides pre-configured magic methods, while patch doesn't inherently provide these methods and can be used to inject a magic mock instance. So in a way, I feel magic mock is like a superset to patch. But anyways, my knowledge is less. I'm still learning this, so we'll keep learning about this, right? So let's do one more scenario. There's more things we can learn. There's something called side effects. So let's learn about side effects. So let me create a quick function again. Let me call it process payments. Okay, great. Now I don't want all this. Based on what I have, I want a payment gateway, and we want an amount, and response equals to payment gateway dot process amount, and response success and successful, otherwise failed. Great. So now I'm calling a function which calls a function process, and then we are expecting a status code, right? Let's try creating a test for this quickly. Okay, let's comment everything and go one by one. I didn't want to go it way too fast. So first of all, we have mock gateway equals to mocker.magicmock, which is totally okay. And then so instead of all this, let me remove all this. Let's do a different thing. We will do something with side effect. I'll explain what side effect is. So I'm sorry, dot process dot side effect. Okay, now it's bringing it back. I don't think this is correct. Payment failed, and then we do okay, payment successful, payment failed, and then we can also check call count to. So what's happening here is, let me explain quickly. Let me call this first of all. So when we use side effect, it's telling us that these are the answers I'm expecting one by one. So when I call this mock gateway 100, the first time it should return payment successful. The second time it should return payment failed. And then I'm also checking how many times I was able to call. Now I can change this to also, just raise a value error if I don't have the, what do you call, yeah, payment failed. Now this will suddenly fail if I run this. There's no attribute status code. Okay, let me just ignore this for now. Yeah, value error. So I'm gonna have here a value error with payment failed. And so this will come under with uh, with that error with PyTest dot raises value error. Instead of assert, I can just do this, and then should just have it. And I can also do match to payment fail. I'm learning new things, by the way, as I'm going through this. So that's another way of doing it. Now, if I run this, it still failed. What happened here? Which line is this? Line 42. Oh, this one. Oh boy. Okay. So I'm sorry for messing up the syntax, but basically it was expecting success and then we can use value error payment failed. So, okay, I have a lot to learn. I don't know why I'm teaching this. The side effect part of it, so you can use multiple calls to be able to do that. And then one last thing I want to mention is spying. So let me create a quick message function about message, and it takes oops logger and a message. Again, I'm copying this code cur.info message return. I want to do f message logged as message. Okay. So what spying does is allows you to track how a real method is called without altering its behavior. So how would we test this? Or how would we mock this? Test log message mocker. Of course, we need mocker here. Spy info. There you go. Now it knows what I'm trying to do. So now I'm trying to spy into this info message. Great. I want to do log message when I call this function, which doesn't exist right now. Great. Mock logger, and I can give hello world or hello test world just to be sure. Let me just add this as well. Thank you. So assert result equals to message logged hello test world. So that's what we are expecting, right? That's how it should be giving that. Um, and then we want to do assert called once that it was called here. Then you can also do so spy method keeps track of how the info method is called. So we can also do that call count was one. So let's run this quickly just to see. Passed, everything passed. So what happens with the spy? So mocking involves creating simulated objects or functions that mimic the behavior of real components, right? Just as we saw earlier. It allows tests to isolate specific parts of the code and control their behavior. Spying allows you to track how a real function was called, including the number of calls and the arguments passed. So we are looking at info here, or the log message, sorry, not info. It's particularly useful when you want to ensure a function is called and expected while still executing its original logic. So we are calling it mock logger with a message, and then we are expecting that message to be given. So spying allows you to make sure that it's called with correct arguments. Let's try giving something else and see what it gives. Oh, not mocker, not mocker. Sorry, this one. It's 23. Oh boy, that's not the problem here. Okay, so I don't know basically how it works, but you have an idea of so many different cases now. So in this method, coming back to it, we keep track of how the info method of the logger here is called without altering its behavior. So we don't want to deal with this. The test verifies that the info method is called. You can see like you right. So the info method is called with the correct message while still telling the method execute normally. So it's allowing us to make sure that when info is called, right? Or sorry, when log message is called, it's only called once. So in a way, what we are doing is, let's say it was called more than once, correct? And instead of this, yeah, whatever. Now if you run this, fails. So I'm gonna comment this for a while, and then this will fail first of all because we are calling it twice, right? Yeah. So that's one thing. So that's clear, I hope. And then assert call once with hello test world. So it failed because expected info to be called once, called two times, right? call. First one is hello world and the second one is this, which is great. That's what we are testing here. Is there a call twice function? I don't think so. So we can get it back here and run this again. Okay, everything passed. So still learning. Let's see how we do later.